Watch him throw the ball, we gon' pick it off. You gon' let him hit the hole or you gon' cut it off. You gon' play through fourth and long or you gon' punt it off. Your defenders, heavy hitters, put your pads in. Don't be looking for the ref to throw no flags in. Keep the helmet on, keep the cleats tight. You the type to want to win by any means, right? You should look alive, this is Trap or Die.
Yes, sir. Welcome back to another episode of Trap or Die Podcast. I'm your host of the Trap or Die Podcast, Mual, and with the fellas, man, AJ, Dre in the building. Happy holidays or Thanksgiving to everybody who ain't check in on the post or the pregame show. We are celebrating a Commanders dub heading into the bye week, dog. 42-19. Commanders making the 8-5. Heading into the bye week with 7 days or 13 days off before their road trip to New Orleans. Before we check in with AJ and Dre, make sure you hit that like button. If you're on the live side of YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Audio side, Twitter, we see you. Appreciate y'all checking in. Audio side, make sure you hit that follow button if you are not following. Make sure you hit that rating and review as well if you get a chance or you get time. It's free to do so, and it takes 10 seconds as well. Free to do so in terms of showing your support. Al2, I see you going crazy in the chat. Yeah, I see you going crazy in the chat, bro. I don't know if you on point right now, but you know what I'm saying.
Hey,
Al2, you a day one, bro. But you gotta look. A dub is a dub with 42 points and Terry getting 8 targets and going 100% on his target rate or his target percentage, whatever it's called. Easy day for the kid, man. Monty, I see you. Jay Tizzy, Amani. Talking about that curfew. You know what's funny? AJ said the same thing in our group chat, bro. So that is hilarious. Okay. 42-19, like I said, Jaden 25-30, 200 yards, 3 touchdowns, or 4 total touchdowns, 3 touchdowns passing. Look, man, we had a few things that we wanted to check on this week 13 matchup, fellas. Get the ground game established. Check. 45 carries, 267 yards, 3 touchdowns. Get Terry involved ASAP. Check. I think 2 catches on the first drive, total of 2 touchdowns, 8 catches on 8 targets of the day, 73 yards. Look, stifled. I mean, well, technically you stifled them. But stifle the ground game of Tennessee, right? Don't let them get going on the ground. Check. Tony Pollard, 8 receptions, 8 carries. God damn. 8 carries, 35 yards, total of 11 carries for 35 yards on the day for the Tennessee Titans. Another one, forced turnovers. Check. 2 special teams turnovers, I believe. One for sure on the kickoff. I think, yeah, it was 2 of them on the kickoff. And I think that was it. So two forced fumbles on the day for the Washington Commanders, and you're in a pretty good shape. You're talking about a 42 point game, and basically not really sweating up until like one brief moment where there was a lull in the third quarter. But outside of that, a pretty uneventful day for the Tennessee Titans, and everything that you needed to see from the Washington Commanders coming back, bouncing back from the Dallas Cowboys upset loss. Fellas, the floor is yours.
Hey man, it was a great response. I mean, this is the week we needed. 3 straight losses. You're looking for something. I mean, I don't care who the opponent is. Coming into this game, everyone lauded the Tennessee defense, and the offense came out there and did what they were supposed to do. The defense set the tone of the game. They came out early on. I mean, they got the Titans in a really bad, unfortunate situation where they were in 3rd and long, which is what you want. They got off the field, and the offense capitalized immediately. You were able to get a couple of turnovers, as you mentioned, Mual. And Al, too, to your point, Terry got involved early. He was involved very early in this game, and they even got him involved on the right side. I think his first catch of the game came on the right side of the field for those Cliff haters, those people out there watching with Terry on lines. So, I mean, that was a little good wrinkle. The running game was the key today, and this is what had been missing the last few weeks. I mean, Brian Robinson, obviously, he wasn't healthy the last few weeks, but he was healthy today. The first carry of the day goes for 40 yards and a touchdown, which was what really kind of set this game off. And Jaden, I thought Cliff did a really good job in this game of getting him in rhythm early. I mean, he got the short stuff going early. Mual, you sent us that text early before the game of Ian Rappaport kind of reporting they wanted to go downfield. I thought they were going to start the game off going kind of downfield, but they started the game off going, with the short passes, get Jaden in rhythm, and it worked for the next couple of drives. He's in rhythm. You go up 28-0 in this game. You were never really threatened after that point. I know the Tennessee tried to make it a game. The defense gave up a couple of easy scores. But again, the offense responded today. This is what you wanted to see. They look like the early season offense in this game. I don't know what else Al too kind of wants out of Terry. I know he said he wants the 20 targets or 20 play calls for Terry whatsoever. But you score 42 points in this game. You won the game. The offense looked good. I don't know what that was, but
that was me. It was ESPN. I'm checking these stats for the game.
But yeah, and like I said, defensively, I thought they were, they probably could have made a couple of more plays. I wanted to see a couple of more turnovers on that side of the ball. But hey, you got the special teams turnovers. You capitalized on the turnovers. All in all, man, this is what you wanted to see going into the bye week. We can rest comfortably and watch football now, man. Root for the other teams that's kind of in Washington's way or maybe trying to get in Washington's way going for this playoff push.
Yeah, I mean, I think today was a great bounce back win. Overall, I would have wished if Tennessee didn't score at all, but, they allowed those opportunities. Excuse me. They were able to capitalize off of the turnovers. I want to say either 14 or 21 points off of turnovers. I think it also allowed some people within the local media to shut the fuck up, talking about Jaden Daniels not being able to play in cold weather. Oh my God, this is going to be the coldest he's ever played in his whole entire life. Let's go back to when he was in elementary school and in the temperatures he played in. Like, come on, bro. Like, we got to stop with that type of stuff. Overall, it was a solid game. I think that they did what they needed to do, and now they go into the bye week pretty healthy in regards of those, making it out of today's game. I don't really know the situation with Noah Brown, but I think you get Marshawn Lattimore back after the bye. Coincidentally, going against his former team as he makes his debut with Washington. You get to go down the stretch just feeling confident, and you're pretty much they're 8-5, so you're 2 wins away essentially from kind of clinching a playoff berth. They got some nice teams that they're going against as far as like being able to accomplish that. I think that they could still beat Philly. They can definitely beat the Atlanta Falcons, the New Orleans Saints. And who's the other team I'm missing that they still got to play? Cowboys again.
Dallas, yeah,
they play Cowboys again. Those are all winnable games. The unfortunate part is during this bye, you will be on the search for another field goal kicker. Yeah, it just is what it is on that front. I don't think that they'll let Zane Gonzalez return back to kick. Yeah, that's just the unfortunate circumstance of this. Hopefully, with this bye week, guys will come back refreshed, recharged, and re-energized for the fact that they get to close out the month of December and have their opportunity to play football in the month of January, beyond just the last game of the season. Then on top of that, maybe some conversations can be had as far as like certain changes within the defense and offensively for Cliff. I felt like he took advantage of some opportunities today, but you would have probably wanted to see more, especially when I seen that text message that you sent, Mual, of going down the field or whatever, and letting Jaden Daniels rip it a bit more. I expected to see more shots. I think we probably seen one or two, one to Terry, one to Diami Brown. But overall, man, it was a solid game. I'm disappointed in how Tennessee's defense came out. I was hoping that they were going to put up a bit more of a fight, especially with them being one of the better defenses in the league, so that we could have seen how Cliff would have maneuvered in that space. But ultimately, they walked away pretty healthy, got a convincing win, and on to the bye.
Let's address a couple things too that is very specific to this game. I seen Mike Jones, the national reporter, I think for The Athletic. He wasn't the only one who said this, but he was the one who said it recently that I saw. But he had mentioned, are the Commanders back, or are the Tennessee Titans that bad? And one of my biggest things when I heard that is like, we knew coming into this game, one of the biggest conversations or areas of focus is trying to establish a ground game against the Tennessee Titans, trying to move the football against these guys. Not that they were unstoppable or an unmovable force or anything like that, but it was just off the strength of like, that was a solid unit. I think there is two truths here, though. I think that one, they had no answer, the Tennessee Titans did, for how Washington was able to mix it up, from the counters to the read options to the run pass options, to the way they were able to make it what's the word? I can't think of the word, but just being balanced in the run game by itself, being able to do something like that of that nature. Tennessee had no answers. But also, secondly, Jaden Daniels is an athletic individual himself. Like, from the standpoint of, he has showed that he was healthy or getting healthy over time, but he wasn't like unhealthy to the point where he couldn't play. He just needed time. And his athleticism is back. I think he had, double check. He had 9 carries on the day, 34 yards, but 9 carries. That tells you a lot. Some of them were scrambles. Some of them were design runs. But Tennessee had no answers for them defensively, whether it was the pass game or the run game. Granted, 25 completions for just 200 yards. That's not a huge average per completion, but at the same time, you're moving the ball efficiently. And that's where I think, like, when people ask if the Tennessee Titans were just that bad, I think they were. They were bad, but they were also a good unit. And I think Washington just had a better day, and they came out more prepared than the Tennessee Titans did, especially after a week where the Tennessee Titans just had a really big game against the Houston Texans and upset them on the road. So I think that's the biggest takeaway when I look at how Washington came prepared or came out offensively against the Titans defense, who is a good unit.
And Maul, I didn't even like the way that Mike Jones kind of framed that question, because I know what he was doing, and he kind of alluded to it after when he responded to someone. He was kind of alluding to Cliff Kingsbury being a fraud, and he was basically saying this is just the Titans. But what I don't like about that conversation, because what I don't like about this conversation is that going into this game, the Titans were a legit defensive unit. This was a team that was overall number 2 in yards allowed on the defensive side of the football. They were top 10 in passing. I think they were number 1 in passing yards allowed and top 10 in rushing yards allowed for a defensive unit. So this is a team that we know is a bad team. Yes, this is a bad team, but this is not a bad defensive team. This is a horrible offensive team, and that's what gets them in trouble in games. Is they aren't able to compete with other teams for 60 minutes in a game because their offense can't put up points. But the defensive unit is an NFL defensive unit. That's actually a playoff caliber unit that Tennessee has. They just don't have the offensive unit. Washington went out there today and they dominated on the offensive side of the football. Again, like you alluded to, Mual, Tennessee didn't have an answer for Washington in anything today. So you got to give Washington and Cliff Kingsbury some kind of respect in that regard, that they were able to go out there and handle business. Jaden Daniels looked like the Jaden Daniels that was winning Rookie of the Week every week, so to speak, so much this season. He's back in that conversation kind of with Bo Nix and everybody. I mean, not even back. He's always been in the conversation. Some people wanted to have you believe that he was out of that conversation because Washington had lost 3 straight games. No, Jaden Daniels has always been in the conversation. He firmly solidified himself in that conversation today against Tennessee. So again, you got to give Washington credit in that regard. It was a good response by the offense. They came out with a good game plan. Again, they got Jaden Daniels going early in the game. The running game got involved. There was a lot of things you can point to for why Washington wasn't good, the last 3 weeks. And a lot of that, they was able to show this week that this is what we were doing before that losing streak. Again, you didn't have the running game before this 3-game winning streak or the 3-game losing streak. The running game got going. Jaden Daniels didn't look like the Jaden Daniels that was winning games earlier in the season during the 3-game losing streak. He looked like that Jaden Daniels today. They got Terry involved today. Both sides of the field, actually all 3 sides of the field complemented each other today. And that's been something that's been kind of rare in the last few weeks. Either you got one side of the football going and the other side wasn't going, or all 3 phases weren't good. All 3 phases were good today. All 3 phases made plays today. All 3 phases gave each side of the football a chance to win today. So you got to give Washington credit for that. And I don't care if it was just the Titans. Again, this is a team that just went out there. They beat the Texans last week. That's a potential playoff team.
Mind you, Washington lost 3 straight. Like, are we just ignoring the fact that Washington lost 3 straight? Like, what the hell? What are we supposed to do? Look like a struggle team against Tennessee? Come on, bro.
And Mual, I had people coming at me during the game talking about, oh man, it's just the Titans. It's just the Titans. But you didn't tell me that last week when it was just the Cowboys. You can lose to anybody in the NFL on any given Sunday. So that's why, I don't take any win for granted in this league. And also, you also have to keep a perspective what Washington is. When people say it's just the Titans or it's just whoever that Washington is beating, they're ignoring the fact that Washington isn't really even supposed to be in this position this year. Like, no one expected Washington to be at 8 wins at this point in the season. We would have been thrilled before the season if you said Washington. Yeah, maybe AJ, but most people would have been thrilled to just hear that Washington was 8-5 after 13 games this season. Like, no one expected Washington to be, kind of controlling their own destiny to go to the playoffs at this point. So that's one of those reasons why I kind of hate to hear those conversations that, oh, it's just the Titans. They're beating bad teams. We've lost to these bad teams in previous years. Like, we were those bad teams. Like, bad teams lose to bad teams. If you're a halfway good team, you can beat these teams. But even those halfway good teams lose a lot of these games to these type of teams. So, no, you don't take these wins for granted at all. And Washington went out there and took care of business. There wasn't a struggle today. Like, you didn't feel at any point, maybe when the Titans were starting to, gain a little bit of momentum, you were like, oh, man, well, hopefully we could keep scoring. But you never really felt that there was some kind of doubt that Washington was threatened in this game. Washington went out there and took care of business today. Again, I'm gonna give credit to the coaching staff today. They had the players ready. It was a good game plan, and I'm gonna give the coach the players credit today because those guys came out there with a purpose today, and they came out there with the energy. And again, we get to go into a bye week, kind of comfortable and relaxing now.
Couple stat reads right quick before you go, AJ. I'll be real quick. 9 of 14 on 3rd down. 1 for 1 on 4th down. 463 yards on the day total, 6 yards of play. Red zone, 5 of 7 in the red zone. TOP dominated by 21 minutes, 40-19. And then first quarter, as we started the game, 3 touchdowns in the first quarter, 170 net yards, 109 109 rushing, 3 for 3 on third down, 2 for 2 in the red zone, 8 first downs, 1 defensive takeaway. J Tizzy, I did see your comment earlier, so that's why I was thinking of the fumble. It was 2 fumbles, but 1 on special teams, 1 on the defense with Tony Pollard, and 3 net passing yards allowed. Jaden Daniels 6 for 6 in that first quarter, 61 yards, first pass, 1 passing touchdown, 1 rushing touchdown. Like, that's how you set a tone to begin a game. And then overall throughout the game, you heard the statistics from me as I read them off. AJ, you got the floor.
Yeah, I was just gonna say to Sean Smith, I think I want you to do some quick little homework while you're on here watching us, right? Can you go tell me what the Tennessee Titans defensive ranking is in the NFL and come back in the chat and let us know. But outside of that, I don't really have much to add to, overall how the game was played. I think it was complimentary, and that's about it. They were able to force turnovers and make some touchdowns off of those turnovers.
Yeah, 100%. All right, so let's go ahead, keep the momentum rolling. Let's go through one sentence takeaways. Let's try and find some player quotes, coaching quotes, following this word from the good word from me about Underdog Fantasy. Underdog is the best place to play champions, man. So sign up right now and deposit using your promo code TrapperDive to get up $1,000 in bonus cash instantly. This season, Underdog is going to be running a special promo or bonus almost every single day. Profit boost, right? Where you can pump up your winnings in just one tap when you apply boost to eligible entries. Discounts. You get adjusted projections on certain player stats when you get a bigger shot at the big dub. And free picks, man. Basically like the half stat, 0.5 on the stat total, such as Brian Robinson or Chris Rodriguez, today. Where he had 90 yards on just, I think, 11 carries or 10 carries. 0.5 on his stat total would have got you an easy dub. I tell you about the red zone rush. I tell you about the air raid options where you can swipe left or swipe right on a player scoring a touchdown or a running back scoring a touchdown or a receiver getting over 50 yards total. Those lanes are fun. Get you about like 5 good players in there that you think really going to do something for your mob or for your picks, right? And get things going, man. So again, download the app right now. Use promo code TrapperDive to get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly. Again, promo code TrapperDive once you download Underdog Fantasy and get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly. You must be 18 or older, 19 or older in Alabama, in Nebraska, 19 or older in Colorado for some games, 21 plus in Massachusetts and Arizona, and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Void in Colorado. If you're concerned with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org. If you're in Arizona, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or 1-800-639-8783 or text next steps at 53342. If you're in New York, call the 24/7 Hope line at 1-877-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY to 467-369. All right, let's go ahead and get into some of the one sentence takeaways of the day. Boom. I saw one that was really good. All right. Oh, I keep hearing. I've seen about 1,000 cliffs. Can't say that three times. Cliffs is real. From Mark Bullock. Who else said it? Amani. That's what it was. That's what I was looking at. What cliff? Sean about to throw me, bro. I'm gonna stop saying that.
I don't even know what you're trying to say.
No, I said it.
No,
Cliff.
Cliff. Yeah. They were saying Cliff falls off a cliff. That's the
Okay. Where are we at? Tim walk on water. The job is not even close to being done. Messed up, sent a GIF or a GIF, however you want to say it. And he sent the jump from The Wire. I want you to get the word out there that we back up. Mike Phoenix, our kicking game is something else. Swamp Parson, Ron Rivera thought the team should mail him a ring, and he said,
All his players gone.
Ron Rivera thought the team should mail him a ring, and he said it out loud. Oh my! If there's one thing that you take away from the recent transaction of what's his name, Emmanuel Forbes being cut, that should be it. Ron Rivera thought the team should mail him a ring, and he said that out loud. There should be nothing else that should be discussed about Emmanuel Forbes or anything else moving forward, because we know, first and foremost, he was already on a short leash. He wasn't playing in no football games. We knew that he wasn't good. We knew that the coaches didn't think much of him, right? And it was just a matter of time till they made a decision on his future here in Washington. And we know that Ron Rivera sucked as a talent evaluator. None of that is new news. But if there's one thing that nobody should ever forget, is that quote from Ron Rivera: they should mail him his Super Bowl ring. Never forget he said that. And that's the last time I say his names.
Hey, special guest on Tuesday is Ron Rivera on
we ain't saying that
at 7 p.m.
Nope. Where we at? Establishing the running game and being physical in the trenches will allow this team to compete versus anybody. Who is at HCT Springs, Big John, good rebound against a bad team is just what the team needed. I don't even disagree with that, bro. The Titans are bad, but like sometimes you need that stepping stone to find your confidence again, right? Where we at? Tressie kind of let the Titans back in, but I'm glad Washington closed them out in the fourth. 6 points. Be aggressive every game. From Mual 215. I'll read a couple more. Gringo Blanco, C-Rod needs more carries in a crowded backfield. What do y'all think about that? Before I go to the last one.
I mean, why not? It ain't that crowded either. I mean, you just lost Austin Eckler to IR. B-Rob is your main running back. You were just pretty much running Jeremy McNichols out of necessity. He wasn't like really, a super part of the rotation. You just had to give B-Rob a break. But now maybe you get C-Rod and to kind of take some of those carries, even though McNichols didn't look bad when he got the carries. I mean, I think you got a pretty good situation for the running backs you have. Yeah, sure. Give them more carries. Why not? What's it going to
hurt? Jay Bands, one more on Chris Rodriguez. He said, I love Chris Rodriguez's vision. He reminds me of a slightly faster Alfred Morris. And it was one more that I wanted to read from a good Twitter follows. I'm looking in the wrong direction. Here she is. Lovely lady C. I have two. Cliff was in his bag moving. One, Cliff was in his bag. Two, moving. Terry comes with success. Okay. All right. Here we go. Any final thoughts on the game before we try to find some of these player quotes? Y'all know they come out slow, so I'm trying to buy some time unless we don't find them right now.
Yeah, final. Well, one of my final thoughts is I don't know if it's been announced or whatever, but what happened with Fadarius Mathis?
Oh, it came up.
A healthy scratch.
Yes. So, all right. So this is from Ben Standick, who is just tweeting through the actual presser. Dan Quinn said Washington elevated Carl Davis and sat Fadarius Mathis in the name of eternal competition. Hogs Haven elaborated, said that Phil was a healthy scratch. Carl Davis has been winning the competition in practice. So he was elevated today. So that is the nature. There was Amani, there was no no missed curfew. Nothing like that. It was all competition based. Oh, well, AJ too. No missed curfew.
Don't sound much like a superstar to me, Ma.
He a superstar. He a superstar in my eyes, bro. He forever a superstar, bro. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and get that tweet out.
Hey, man, it's about to be another body off the field. I mean,
that's what I was about to say. Look, AJ,
because I mean that don't make no damn sense to me, right? Like, like what the hell? There's something more to it. There's something more to it.
I'm interested in
because Carl Davis is a practice squad guy right now. He just got elevated up from the practice squad, so he's not on the active roster right now. So that tells me that something else is going on. I mean, maybe it is just internal competition.
No, Carl did get elevated. He got elevated.
Well, he got elevated, but you can do that on the weekends. You can elevate two guys from the practice squad to the weekend. They just go back to the practice squad after the game. I don't know if he actually got signed officially. I didn't see that he got signed officially to the active roster. He could be, and that's where we kind of going with this, that it sounds like this may be a situation where this may be another draft pick we could see of Ron's that's getting out of here.
So, hey, I don't like how you said that, Al, too, bro. First off, Big Phil is a superstar. We're not going not acknowledge.
He always fall in love with practice.
And no bullshit. Because I like what's that boy named Cole Turner, bro? Like
man, you like
you
like Drake London, you like Brian.
First off, Drake
London, all right though, AJ.
Doing,
all right. Drake London ain't bad, AJ. I don't know about superstar, but
just ask.
Hey, first off, what'd you say? Something about Emmanuel Forbes over the weekend, bro, or something else? I forgot what you said.
You said what I say about Emmanuel Forbes?
Yeah, you said something about Emmanuel Forbes. Oh, you said you think he a solid player. He just
my tweet
fit him, bro.
My tweet.
Yeah.
I think he can play in the league. He just can't. He can't play in the style that DQ and Joe Wood Jr. went out the corners. Like, I'm glad
you said that.
Just look at today's game. How aggressive like Mike Sandistro was in the run game. You know, trying to force the ball out. I think he could be a solid zone corner for a team if that's the scheme that they running. But with Washington, he just ain't fit in. They gave him an opportunity.
Guess what they were last year. They were much more zone than what they are now. Dre, I wanted to say one thing, bro. I wanted to say one thing because I'm glad he brought this to the light. If my liking of Fedarian Mathis and Cole Turner and Drake London say something for myself, what does it say about a person who ain't give up yet on Emmanuel Forbes?
Bruh, I don't be championing for Emmanuel Forbes. Like,
you're right. You don't champion him. You don't champion him. I'll give you that.
I said that he should have an opportunity to be better with like the Jason Simmons, the Joe Witt Juniors.
That's like,
that's what they specialize.
Matter of fact, you did say he was going to lead the team in picks. We got that on record.
Hey, I did say that.
We got that on record.
I think he got one, and maybe nobody else got two. So he was leading.
Nah, hold on. Let's go ahead check that right now,
come on, man.
Hold on, wait. Let's check that. I don't think
he can pull up the.
He might be right. I think
he won A.
Nah, we all got one. Everybody got one. Shin, Sam, still Dante.
Hey, so he won A, 1B, 1C, 1D,
he won
1E.
He won D. He won D.
Hey, so I wasn't too far.
Hey, Monty said both of us delusional. Hey, I wasn't gonna say that, Jay Tizzy. I wasn't gonna say that. See what I'm saying? I left it at Forbes, bro.
See, I don't be champion Ben either. I just say that y'all bet too harsh.
But AJ, you do defend these dudes because you also like Eric Bieniemy. That was your man too.
Oh yeah, like if anybody want to come on here and say that.
You. So like, what I'm so come on.
If anybody want to say I champion anybody, it was Eric Bieniemy. Like
that was your man right there.
If I like Big Phil, if I like Cole Turner and Drake London, what that guy say about the other people that some of us like? I think Monty's just right, bro. We're both delusional in some sense, but I don't think we.
He's the only one delusional. I'm not gonna allow Monty to put me and you in the category of delusional, but Jay Tyler, on the other hand, Diami Brown, he's delusional.
Hey, Diami had a decent game today.
The Lulu.
Diami did have a decent game today, bro. Where was I at? Oh, Emmanuel Forbes. That's where I was getting to. Dan Quinn said they did really. There was a connection between Marshawn and Emmanuel. But I think people were jumping the gun in terms of Marshawn being available this week against the Titans. But Dan Quinn did say that they released Emmanuel Forbes because Marshawn is close to returning. So that was kind of the correlation. He said that he told Forbes a change of scenery could help him. So they just let him go. Let's see. I think honestly, bro, I think we good. Yeah, nothing's coming out slow leaks from the pressers. So I'm gonna go ahead and let us go. Everybody get back to their games and get back to enjoying the Sunday, enjoying this bye week, bro. Hey, I can't wait to kick my feet up, bro, for a few days. Finally watch a Sunday, a Thursday, or a Monday and know that Washington ain't playing, man. It's been a long 13 weeks. We've been grinding it. Everybody has, but it's been fun. So we get a good week. Sorry, schedule-wise, we are going to be here Tuesday. We will be here. I will be here Wednesday for the morning show. I'll be here Friday for the morning show. There will be no pregame show Thursday, but we will be back next week for Tuesday and Thursday. But this week, what's up?
We got Ron Rivera on Tuesday's episode with us.
No, we don't.
No, he gonna be on Thursday, so we ain't gonna be here.
I'm mad nobody responded back to me in the text. And I've been dead ass. Like, I've been dead ass. We can do pre-recorded. So these ignorant fools in here ain't gonna say nothing that embarrasses.
And embarrasses. Hey, nah, that is funny. They represent us, huh? The Trappers.
Hell yeah. Can you imagine we go live with Ron Rivera? The comments that he would see,
ain't get it right.
That he would see while we're on the show. Oh my goodness!
But you couldn't ask him nothing crazy because
that's what I'm saying.
Stories. I've heard stories that he's hung up on people that has asked him anything out of line. Like
we ain't had no restrictions. We ain't had no restrictions, but hey, it's not gonna happen because
see, look, Al Tootin said it. He already acknowledged it.
Yeah,
he's sounding be abusive as fuck for real. Hey. Yeah, we would have to block Al Tootin.
Al Tootin was mad at a 42-point game today. I can only imagine what he would say to Ron Rivera.
All right, okay. So that's the schedule. We'll be back on Tuesday. All 32 this week. Sorry, all 32 this week. Morning shows this week. No pregame show Thursday, and then we'll be back full schedule next week. So that's gonna wrap it up for us. Y'all take it easy. What's up? You about to say something?
Oh no, I'm gonna ask you when we close out.
Okay, all right. Y'all take it easy. Enjoy the rest of y'all day. Stay safe, man. Peace.
Chop it down. Chop it down. Chop it down. You gon' chop it down. Chop it down. You gon' chop it down. Damn, set. Watch him throw the ball. Man. We gon' pick it off. You gon' let him hit the hole or you gon' cut it off. You gon' play through fourth and long or you gon' punt it off. Your defenders, heavy hitters, put your pads in. Don't be looking for the ref to throw no flags in. Keep the helmet on, keep the cleats tight. You the type to want to win by any means, right? You should look alive. This is Trap or Die.